Welcome to Cringe Confessional, the cringiest show on the internet. I set up a Google form where my Twitch chat could send in anonymous confessions of their most embarrassing moments, the cringiest things that ever happened to them. And boy, did they deliver. I have a bunch of stories from them, and we're going to listen to them together and laugh at them. And laugh at them sending it to me anonymously because they think I don't have their name and address and IP. Maybe I'll send them a gift. Let's get to cringing, shall we? Hey, by the way, if you want to send me your name and address and IP, go ahead and go to cringe.coney.gg and send me your most embarrassing story, and maybe it'll end up on stream, unless it's boring. But if you pee or poop in it, you're probably going to get on. That happens a lot.
This was probably 2-3 weeks into my freshman year of college.
Okay, thanks, Phil.
I had just finished band rehearsal and was walking back to my dorm.
Cool.
At one point, two girls catch up to me and start talking to me. These two girls are the feature twirlers, and they are basically cheerleaders who perform with the band.
Feature twirlers?
They asked me what instrument I played and I said tuba, and they seemed to think that's cool, so they told me their names.
They're fucking with you now. They're definitely fucking with you. They think the tuba's cool. You're getting trapped.
I walked about 100 yards, and then I realized what had just happened and how I messed up.
Yeah.
I stormed the rest of my way back to my dorm room, slammed the door, yelled as loud as I could, and then punched a hole in the wall.
It's a little dramatic, man. Don't know if you needed to do all that. Just see them tomorrow.
When this happened, my roommate was in the room, and he was on a Zoom call for class.
Okay.
So my roommate of about 2 weeks, the professor of his class, and the other 60 people in his class saw me punch a hole in the wall in real time.
Oh, that's bad.
We proceeded to put a flag over the hole, and we never had to pay for the damage.
Yeah, okay.
Me and my roommate
cool,
still talk about this situation a lot.
I would too. I would continually check on you to see if you've changed your ways or if you still have an anger issue. Good God, I'm going to tell your dean. You're going to get in a lot of trouble, young man. What an unbelievable story. You thought you were going to get laid and you missed out on it and you got so mad you punched the shit out of your wall? Average tuba player. I should have known. Not like a tromboner.
In 2nd grade, kids would do dares for lunch money.
Yep.
One day someone told me eat this penny for $2 and pulled out a penny from
Pretty
God
good
knows
deal.
where.
That's 200
I
pennies.
gave him a look with under-raised eyebrows and swallowed it without second thought.
That's pretty good.
Everyone at the
profit.
table was surprised.
I might do that today. You're gonna get that penny back later too.
About 5 minutes later I drank my carton of milk and felt my throat hurting.
Oh.
I figured it was just rotten or something and didn't eat anything else.
Oh no, my neck hurts. I guess it's the milk.
Later when I got home, I ate some Doritos I bought from the bodega. The $2 allowed me to get 4 of the 50-cent bags,
This guy's
and the
eating like
pain
a
kept
king.
shooting back. I felt around my esophagus as the pain kept spiking near my Adam's
Is
apple.
it stuck in there?
Realizing that the penny was lodged at a weird angle, and any food or drink going down was agitating my throat.
Oh, Jesus, man.
I explained to my mom that I had a penny stuck in my throat, but refused to elaborate why, until she took me to the emergency room, and I had to get my stomach pumped.
Oh.
While on the table, I distinctly remember a dream where my dad was holding my hand and saying in Spanish, "What the hell? A penny?" And all I did was smile and put up 2 fingers. Apparently that was not a dream,
Hell
and he
yeah,
had
Dad.
gone straight to the hospital after
Good
work,
grind set.
and I was loopy off the
W
anesthesia
grind
when he
set.
was trying to get an explanation out of me.
Yeah, I would think my son just ate 2 pennies. I'd be like, doctor, you gotta go back in there. I need 2 stomach pumps.
I went back to school the next day and told the kid I had to get my stomach pumped, so he owed me another $2 and some Doritos.
W scam.
We settled on $1 and the band his mom packed for him.
Uh-oh, I would eat that, and I'd be like, uh-oh, I'm actually allergic to peanut butter. I had to get my stomach pumped. That's gonna be $5. I would keep running this. Run that shit up. This is a very kind friend.
When I was 4, I was really into Transformers.
Sure.
When Halloween came
Totally.
around, it was the first time I got to choose what costume I wanted to wear.
Sure.
So I chose to be Optimus Prime.
W choice, I
When
guess.
people asked me why, I said it was because I wanted to transform and drive between houses.
What?
I cannot describe the pure disappointment I felt when in full costume I curled into a ball in my front yard and did not in fact transform and roll out.
Oh, he thought the clothes would be enough to just... He thought he would be a car. Oh. You know, that is real child logic. That is adorable. I think I thought that the Sonic shoes that my mom made me would make me run faster, and they didn't. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not the fastest thing alive. So I think everybody has to have this kind of experience.
The year is 2009.
Okay.
The second Transformers movie is
Another
freshly
one.
on
It's the same
DVD after
guy.
coming out that summer. The first thing you need to understand is that I loved that dog-ass movie.
Sure. Not a Transformers guy, but
The second thing you need to understand is that I was 6 years old and it was the first week of first grade.
You know what's... I guess the Transformers movie really did make new Transformers fans.
One day,
Good teacher.
I still had Transformers 2 fresh in my mind.
Okay.
So during playtime I decided to try to turn into a car for the class and jumped onto a desk and shouted transform while I curled up like a frog for everyone to see.
No way. No way. Dude, these stories were that is unbelievable. I'm looking at it right now. These stories were submit 24 minutes apart. These two stories were both on October 25th, 2024. It can't be the same kid. Because why would it be the same kid if they knew that they couldn't turn into a car when they were 4 and then they try again when they're 6? No kid would do that, right?
To this day I still get war flashbacks from this as an intrusive thought.
That's a good story. Yeah, man. Oh, I think that was quite a risk that you took. But if one kid liked Transformers, you would have had friends for life. I attempted a Kamehameha in school. I think everybody did. I didn't watch or care about Dragon Ball, but I think most people did. I had thoughts, like, I feel like everybody has this thought where I'm like, can I read people's minds? And I would, like, look at somebody, and I'd be like, blink now. And then they wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, okay. Except one time, I went to the beach, and I saw a seagull, and I said, poop now. And then he did on a couple, and I thought I had powers over seagulls. I'll never forget that moment. It only worked one time, but I thought I had seagull powers. The two submitters of the Transformers have found each other in the Discord. Oh my God, they're longtime viewers? That's amazing. We have friends. We got 2 friends in the Discord. Hooray. A lifelong connection. Let's go. That's amazing.
I was in high school when this happened, and at the time me and my friends were obsessed with this YouTuber Danny P.
Okay.
Danny P is a 9-year-old who makes horrible music usually about Fortnite. But he has one random song called School Violins, and this song's chorus goes, please don't bring a gun to school, please don't bring a gun to school. And me and my friends thought this was hilarious coming from a 9-year-old. While at school one day,
I'm gonna be honest, that is kind of funny. That is a funny thing for a YouTube channel. It's not funny now. That's a crazy. I get the sense of humor. I do understand. I get it.
one of my friends decided he wanted to reference the song,
no.
and because we weren't allowed to have our phones and weren't in the
Please don't
same
bring a
class
phone
at the
to
time,
school.
he decided he would email me about the song. So, we went to our school's email database and emailed me on our school iPads, dear, insert my name here. Please don't bring a gun to school.
Bro, your friend is dumb as hell. Dude, your friend is so obscenely stupid.
While at home, I get a call from the principal about the whole thing and had to try and explain who Danny P was and even played a song into the mic for him to hear.
Is it tasteless to bring up the song now? I kind of want to listen. I have to know for myself.
Moral of the story, don't listen to Danny P's music.
I don't think we should be listening to any YouTuber's music, if I'm honest. That's not like a good genre, man. All right, hold on. Hit it.
Please don't bring a gun to school. Everything you do, what you choose to do.
Bro, I'm going to be so real with
Please
you.
don't bring a gun to school. Please don't bring a gun to school.
I'm going to be so real with you. If I found this in high school, me and my friends would have made an inside joke too. I would be pulling my friend aside, like we would be joking and about to leave lunch, and I'd be like, hey, listen, for real? Seriously. please. And and they would get it, and he'd be like, I won't, bro. I love you. I won't do it. Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Please, bro. Please.
In sophomore year at my high school, we did superlatives.
Right.
This one girl, let's call her Grace for the sake of the story, one most likely to cheat.
Jesus.
First off, really shitty superlative to have.
I'll say, why did your teachers agree to that? Why is anybody at the school allowing that to happen? That seems like bully bait. What a fucked up thing to vote somebody for.
Next year, we started dating. Want to know why we broke up 7 months later?
Oh, hell no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh. Well, okay. The writing was on the wall. Okay, to be clear, she was voted that. She didn't, like, opt in. She wasn't like, me, that's me. I thought they meant cheat on a test. I think that's what the teachers meant. I think that's what the school meant, and I think every kid in the school thought of it the other way. Please don't bring a gun to school is stuck in my head. Stop. We're leaving that one 10 minutes ago. All right? We're not gonna make this a stream thing. It is a little catchy, but it's a good message. It does have something to tell all of us, but I do think we should leave that in the past, lest we alienate new chatters.
My entire life, I've had a horrible habit of biting my nails to trim them.
Me too. Everybody show your nails. Oh, dude, look at that. Disgusting. Everybody, caught? Anybody?
Out of laziness, I would just throw the nails behind the bed frame rather than getting up to throw
You got
them
a little
away.
collection back
When
there.
I turned 13, my parents got me a new bunk bed with a desk beneath so I had
God.
space to do homework.
Oh.
When the new bed arrived, my dad went up to my room to disassemble my old bed frame. After a while he came downstairs, brought the vacuum up to my room, then came back down with a weird look on his face and said, I brought the vacuum up for you, but you need to vacuum the space beneath the bed before we put the new bed there. He sounded weird when he said it, so I went up to my room nervously. Then I saw it. There were fingernails all over the floor where the bed frame had been.
Is there anything you could pretend it was instead? Oh, those are spider egg droppings. Like spider eggs. Should have said they weren't his. Who would they be? Ugh.
I was appalled. When I vacuumed it up, it sounded like vacuuming sand or something.
I was gonna say, that sounds like maracas just... Ugh.
I brought the vacuum back downstairs and my mom said, did you get a lot of stuff cleaned up?
I'll say.
With a look of, I guess, concern mixed with disappointment on her face, indicating that my dad had told her what he saw.
All right, let's not... I think they're getting a little melodramatic here. This is a little much. Come on. It's a little gross. Maybe we could, like, do a little ribbing or whatever. Let's not act like we found, I don't know, crack cocaine under the bed.
I carry the shame anyway almost 10 years later.
It's gross. You should have had a little dish. You should have had a little dish next to your bed. Bro, you ain't got any empty cans? Wait a minute. Put that shit in an empty can. Come on. Easy. You put that shit in the can, wiggle it around. Just you can tell when it's full. Perfect. Who doesn't have a fingernail sock? Yeah, man.
When I was in my senior year of high school, I had the great idea to use a Pringles can as a receptacle for me to beat my meat into.
Why? Why would you do that? That shit is too big. Why would you? Is this dude bragging? Is this guy trying to get attention? Like, what? All right, let's hear him out.
I kept it in a drawer on my nightstand, and nobody found it for months.
Oh,
Eventually,
no.
I moved to my college dorm,
same
forgetting
one?
to dispose of it. After a few depressed and lonely months away from home, I went back for winter break. When I checked the drawer I left the Pringles can in, it was gone.
Oh.
To this day, I still don't know who found it and if they saw the contents of the can.
Oh my god, this is the worst. The creeping horror. I imagine, like, the final shot of the short film, a slow, like, a slow dolly shot of the empty drawer with no Pringles can inside, and then just black.
What makes it worse is that the lid was see-through.
Ah!
I'm a junior now, and nobody has brought it up ever since.
Yeah, man.
And I am certainly not going to ask.
Aren't those the worst? Like, some of these stories in the in Cringe Confessional have some level of closure. This one, this is... They could talk about that. They could talk about that when you're not around. In Thanksgiving, when you go to the bathroom, this might be a discussion. They talk about your Pringles can. That's what I'm saying.
When I was in 5th grade, I was a safety patrol at my school.
Safety patrol at school, huh? I have some advice for the kids at that school.
My friends and I were super into Pokemon cards. One of my friends, I will call him Tommy, had an X card that he really liked.
All right.
One day another kid came up to us after school and told us that Tommy had stolen the Venusaur X from him and wanted it back.
Okay.
Tommy called BS on it, of course, and we didn't think anything of it. That was until we noticed a few minutes later that Tommy's Venusaur was missing and the kid
He got
was
the
gone.
Venusaur.
Obviously, we assumed the kid had stolen the card from Tommy,
We're
and
getting
we were
his
not
ass.
gonna take it lying down.
He goes down tonight.
The next day, while doing my afternoon safety patrol shift, I spotted the kid leaving
I mean, it's
to go
the next
home.
day. He got away with it.
I stopped the kid and called over Tommy to come and back me up.
Oh, shit.
The kid started crying because I was holding him by the shirt and would not let him leave.
No, dude, it's 5th grade. This guy's getting shaken down for the Venusaur.
Eventually, the kid's mom showed up and was furious that we were doing this to her son. I tried to stand my ground and explain the situation, but I was 11 years old, and there a soccer mom screaming at me, so
Yeah.
I just let the kid
When
go.
an adult shows
The
up,
kid
you
turned
gotta,
off the
you know.
waterworks and gave us a triumphant look as he walked off.
No fucking way. That kid's coming back to school the next day. I don't know why he thinks he's gonna get away with it.
The next day, Tommy and I were pulled out of class and lectured by the guidance
maybe he
counselor
will.
about why we shouldn't bully people.
No
We were made
way.
to apologize to the kid as well. A few years later, I talked to Tommy about this incident, and Tommy admitted that he had totally stolen the kid's Venusaur.
Wait a minute. Dude, Tommy's a fucked up kid. In case you guys didn't follow it, Tommy was this kid's friend. Tommy was the bad guy. The kid that almost got beat up didn't do anything. What a fucked up story, man. There's no good guys here. You were the cops that got pulled in to inflict corrupt justice.
When I was maybe 13 or 14 in 2018,
Yup.
my dad gave me his old smartphone as he just got a new one and we weren't especially well off.
Thanks,
A
Dad.
couple days after this, I was in school talking to my group of friends in one class, including the girl I had a crush on at the time. And when the lesson ended, I realized my phone had went missing.
Uh-oh, what's on the
A
dad's
few hours
phone?
later,
Something's on
my
the dad's
crush
phone.
comes up to me and hands me my phone and says she took it as a joke to which I showed much less indignance than I probably should have. She then apologizes and says she went through it including the search history, and she commented that I should probably learn to clear my search history and laughed at me.
This is so fucked up because you don't even know what it is. Not only does the girl you have a crush on now think you're a complete freak and is giggling about it with her friends, you are about to, against your will, find out exactly what your dad is into. Fake story, who doesn't lock their phone. This says it didn't have a lock screen password, and you know what? I think a dad would do that. I can see a dad doing that.
When I looked through the history after school, I found lists and lists of porn sites in the history.
Lists and
I didn't
lists.
look up any porn since I had this phone.
Okay.
My crush found my dad's porn history, which I didn't even know was there and thought it was mine.
Sure.
Possibly the worst combination of experiences possible.
Yeah, that's really bad. Those are two things that go, two terrible things that get even worse together. That's miserable. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But at least your dad wasn't into, I don't know, anything I say is going to sound weird and it's going to sound like I'm into it, so I'm going to move on. At least your dad's into normal porn. I'll just say that, okay?
So back in 2017, at the beginning of my 7th grade year in middle school, I was 12 and had been watching a lot of YouTube Reddit commentaries over the summer.
Okay.
They were my into sleep. and it was through them I learned
Sure.
about the concept of furries.
Okay.
I didn't know they were people who dressed up as animals. I just thought they loved animals.
Sure, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
for an
I
introduction
get
to
it.
our homeroom, we had to write 3 lies and a truth for the teacher to put on the class Kahoot.
Uh-oh.
This was like the second week of school we did this, and I put as my truth I was a furry.
Okay, as an animal lover myself, this could have been me. Thank God that I'm old enough to not have fallen into this trap. I get it.
And the whole class yelled what when nobody got that question but me right. And the teacher just stayed paused on the screen and stared me down. And the whole class
yeah.
mocked me for the next 2 years.
Well,
Well, one of the kids who didn't bully me was a furry lol, and we became even closer friends until we split up during the pandemic lol.
okay.
Well, on the flip side, I am actually a furry now and have a sonal mouth.
Okay. All right. So it all okay. So you were right. You were right, and they were right to make fun of you. It all worked out in the end. Everything shakes out. It was true. Hey, congratulations. Cody's story actually got through. No. If I was a furry, you would have heard it by now. I am a furry in that I am a person that loves animals. And you know what? I'll even go a step further. I love the use of animal attributes and characteristics to exemplify human behavior. That's it. Okay? That's the furthest we're going. I have no announcements to make. All right? That was such a weird way of putting that. I actually think you're a furry now. No, I'm not a furry. Okay, it's not a furry thing. It is an Aesop's fable. Like the animal behavior. You gotta okay, how do I put this? I think humans as animals is interesting. Okay? I don't wanna fuck the animal this time. Editor, cut all this. We're gonna cut all of this, okay? I just like animals. I like going to the zoo.
8-year-old me was a bona fide hustler when it came to lemonade stands.
Okay.
This story takes place
You
after my
watering that
last
shit up?
lemonade stand got shut down after my
You gonna
parents
water that up?
realized I had been secretly handing out items from their yard sale for free with every lemonade purchase.
Okay.
That jig was up, but about a month later, me and a friend hatched a new plan.
All right.
You see, the devastating earthquake of
Nothing to-
2011 had just occurred in Japan.
What?
The horrifying scale of carnage and death led to a humanitarian movement for earthquake relief.
No way.
And this, I thought, would be an amazing marketing strategy for my next business venture.
Oh my God, this guy is a capitalist. That's unbelievable. Were you doing it for charity? Were you gonna send your shit to Japan? You're gonna make lemonade for Japan?
My friend and I drew up a cardboard sign, claiming that the proceeds from every 50-cent cup of lemonade would go to earthquake relief.
Unbelievable.
It even had little stick figure drawings of families being separated by fissures in the ground, buildings collapsing onto small children, all the things we thought would play great with the customers.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, we were going to pocket all of the riches. I don't
Awesome,
think we
man.
would even know how to donate it.
How would you? How old were you? 8. 8-year-old kid coming up with this. 8-year-old kid coming up with this shit, man.
But there was one problem. My dad found out about our scheme. My
he wanted
dad,
in on it.
who has worked in charity
I want
fundraising for 30
20%.
years. He sat us down and gave us an
Wait.
impassioned... My dad, who has worked in charity fundraising for 30 years.
Oh no. Of all the people to narc you out.
He sat us down and gave us an impassioned speech about ethics and charity fraud. This was a kind of righteous dad anger, the likes of which I had
God.
never seen before.
Yep, Dad cares
The
a
level
lot
of
about
guilt
this.
and shame and cringe this
Yep.
induced stayed with me for a while, and I left the lemonade business forever.
Aw, man. Don't give it up. It's time to get into the sweet tea business. Maybe mowing some lawns. Or we go rake some leaves, do some snow shoveling, man. Come on. There are other hustles. You know what? This is a good story because you learned a valuable lesson from Dad. Also, how did Dad, who worked in charity fundraising, create such an enterprising young man?
One night I was playing video games like any other when I get a ping on Discord from my friends.
Yup.
I check after a round, and they're visibly upset with messages such as, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And, seriously,
Uh-oh.
I ping them back,
You're
wondering
in
what I did to piss them
trouble.
off.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
15 minutes later, one of my friends asks me if I was making a McNut reference. For those not in the know, Ronnie McNut is a gif of a person committing suicide on Leave stream.
Oh.
Then it dawned on me. I had uploaded the emote as a server GIF to the server, with the caption, "Blown the fuck out." I had to explain to my angry friends that the Ronnie clip was in fact from an obscure show from the early 2010s that nobody watched,
Oh
and
my
had no
God.
relation to the person.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Lesson of the story is that to not make obscure references that nobody gets. Chat spam Ronnie.
If you're on YouTube and you don't know what Ron Eat is, allow me to show you. There he goes. In case you don't know what this is a guy from a show called Who Done It, and he gets launched out of a hot tub. That's what this scene is, and it was very funny. He got blasted out of a hot tub. This is me. I have proof. No way. Why is this sticker called Ronnie? Change the name. Change that shit. Don't call it that. Rename this sticker. You know damn well that's not a good name. Rename Ronnie with the description blown the fuck out. Why did you do that? I didn't know this sticker was here too. Am I missing something? Is it a Ronnie McNutt reference? If it is, then that's fucked. Why would your friends jump to that? Why would your friends jump to that? That's a little crazy that your friends would jump to that conclusion, right? Probably didn't watch the show. Nobody watched the show. Only we did.
When I was 13 or 14 years old, I was left alone for a night while my parents were out helping my sister move out.
Yeah.
Around this, we only had one family laptop at the time that I would use to play early 2000s Flash games and such.
Sure.
However, at the time, I was always curious about the NSFW advertisement
Oh
images
boy,
that
hot
were
singles in
everywhere
your
at the
area,
time.
right?
My hormonal teenage self went to all the regular sites
Yeah.
and clicked every link I possible could, exploring everything the internet had to offer.
Sure, yeah.
I was, however, smart enough to clear the browser history at the least. Fast forward a few days later, my mother calls to me while she's using the laptop in the living room, and I was doing my homework. Apparently, there was a mass email sent out from my mother's email to all her friends, family, co-workers, etc. for links for various porn websites saying things like, "This user had fun. Want to join them?" or something of the like. My mother wasn't even aware of this until my grandmother called her up in tears saying how disappointed she was in her.
The mom's email? Dude, what kind of site would do such a thing? What a horrible site to do. What a fucked up thing to do. That's gotta be against some legislation. Oh my god. Hey, check out. You got this person on your email list, right? Huh? They've been checking out some hot singles. You want to check it out too? This guy's into some weird shit.
Naturally, all eyes pointed to the teenage boy at the time.
Yeah.
And in a frustrated stern voice, say this has been sent to everyone.
Got his ass.
You know anything about this?
Mm-hmm.
All I
They
do
got your
is
ass.
make a confused face to the best of my ability and say what? She then pulls me over in front of the computer screen, opening the email featuring two very friendly adults having a great time.
Yeah, sure.
She asks again, "Look, do you know anything about this?"
Mom, we haven't had that talk yet. I don't know what the fuck that is. What are they doing? Playing Twister? What the fuck is that? Why are you showing me this, Mom? You are a freak. That email was right. You're really disappointing Grandma.
And I can't for the life of me tell you how I somehow
got no
was
proof,
smart
bro.
enough to
You
do
get
this,
away with
but
this.
I, honest to God, let out a whistle and said, "Not bad." She then pushed me gently away from the screen, cracked up a little bit, and I just went back to doing my homework. She never found out it was me until I told her over a decade later, apologizing that I was just a dumb teenager.
Oh my god, you got away with it. Charisma check rolled. You succeeded. You popped it. That was good. You passed the check. And she knew, but she was like, my kid's pretty funny. That kid's pretty. Grandma is gonna have to keep crying because I know he did that shit, but I'm gonna let him get away with it. That's a good ass story. I like the way that one ended. It's a nice little bonding moment for you and Mom. That's beautiful.
I used to think that exchange student meant that they would exchange one of our students for another one and send that kid to another country just because they wanted a different student.
That's what I thought up until now. Kinda?
So when we got an exchange student and one of my friends happened to not be at school, I thought they took him to the other country without him being able to say goodbye. So I started acting really sad.
Oh, no,
and going
they
around
got
to
him.
other kids saying that friend would never be back in school. Now, other people, being normal, knew what an exchange student was and assumed that my friend had died.
He's never
and I was
coming
the
back.
only one to know.
He's
So now
never
everyone
coming
is
back.
sad because they think this kid is dead. Eventually, news spread to teachers, and I was called to the principal's office and told to stop spreading the idea that friend is dead. However, I misheard this teacher and just heard stop spreading that friend is dead. So now I thought he was dead too, and they were trying to get me to be quiet about it.
You know, they leaked the information. Wait, he actually did die? And nobody's allowed to know? How do I not tell people? Oh my God, what a fucked up spot to be in as a kid. That was your friend. They killed him.
So I start telling everyone that he was taken and killed so the new student could replace him.
Whistleblower. We gotta whistleblow it. We gotta tell everybody. Get the government involved. Call the FBI. We gotta let him bring him back.
Needless to say, I got suspended.
Yeah, I bet you. That's the end of the story, by the way. They got suspended. That's amazing. To misunderstand. Please stop telling people that this kid died. Stop spreading that. He died? Dude, I would think he was right if he was suspended. Yeah, wait a minute. Imagine being a kid who heard from the kid that he died and then he got suspended the next day. Oh my God, they got him too. There's skinwalkers at the school.
At the time of this story, I lived in a small village near a major city within Scotland.
Okay.
I was fairly young, about 7 or 8, and I was in my 3rd year of primary school. The school got a new head teacher. Her name is irrelevant, but what she introduced to the school nearly broke me as a child.
All right.
You see, she introduced a house system, much like the ones in Harry Potter, where points would be awarded for good deeds, like winning in sports days, participating in Little Pig, behaving well in class, and all that gumph.
Boy.
However, the house with the most amount of points at the end of the year got an amazing prize, where you got to have breakfast with the head teacher, pizza delivered to the school for lunch, play games, have 2 hours of computer iPad time, and to end it off, a magic show.
Bro, these kids are going to get so competitive. It's going to get so cutthroat out there. If I'm a kid, I am strategizing about this the whole year. We are going cutthroat.
To say my 7-year-old undiagnosed autistic ass was excited by the prospect of this is an understatement.
You don't even need that.
So for that entire year, I went all out doing what I could to get a house point.
Yes.
I became a major sucker to the teacher.
Absolutely.
However, the teacher I had was for some reason in a different house than me. So they would reward the members of their own house more than me. I helped set up classrooms often. Did the cleaning of everyone's arts and crafts, supplies, etc.,
No
etc.
way.
So to see this behavior not be rewarded, but some schmuck putting their hand up and getting 10 points, it made me really mad.
1,000 points
So
to
when the time came for all the
Gryffindor.
house points to be added up, the winner was my teacher's house by nearly 3,000 points. What made things worse was that I was asked to help set up the winning house's party and bring the pizzas in from outside to inside. So I got to see the winners enjoy their victory, while I had to go back to class and solve 3x8. The reality of the situation hit me, so I literally ran out of the room I was setting up, crying, and then hid under my desk as tears flooded my face.
Dude.
This happened for multiple hours.
Okay, that's a lot.
It got worse when the members from the winning house came back to class and they all had balloon dogs. I screamed and burst 2 people's balloons out of rage. My freak out was known by all students and members of staff before the day ended, and I was made fun of for it for the rest of the day. I couldn't handle losing.
I was going to say, I don't blame you for this actually at all, bro. What a fucked up school. I don't blame you for this. This is a valuable lesson, though. It's all a big club, and you're not in it. It's tough. That's Cringe Confessional, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. What was your favorite story? Huh? Comment below. I like the guy with the mom. Remember that one? I like that one a lot. Or the girl who thought she uncovered a conspiracy. Was it a girl or a guy? I can't remember. Their friend died. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Remember to like and subscribe. Let's say goodbye to Twitch. Goodbye, Twitch. So long, everybody. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Is that a funny sound? Goodbye. Subscribe to the YouTube. Is it annoying? Do you like it?